Todd Pierce. I'm a defense attorney for some Guantánamo detainees. And years ago, it seemed pretty evident to people to make comment on the opinions issued by John Hewitt and Robert Delahunty, and notice how close of a resemblance they had to Carl Schmitt. And people mention that occasionally. But it seemed like bad manners to point out that they were relying upon the legal theories of the Nazi crown jurist. But now lately we've had books written by Adrian Vermeil and Eric Posner. Posner's just on the New York Times talking about why we need to keep Guantanamo open. But why isn't anybody taking notice, I guess, is my question, of the fact Posner and Vermeil in their books, two different books and law review articles, come right out and say that we need to go back to Carl Schmitt, this crown jurist of Nazis, and legal opinion, legal theory of the Nazis, to figure out how to work in this state of emergency. And they go right along and say, well, we need to suspend the Constitution. We can't afford civil rights, on and on and on, which is a total subversion of the U.S. Constitution. I don't think, as long as we let them have the veneer of caring about national security instead of looking at their real motive, because it seems to me that they really are trying to create an authoritarian state that is so anti and un-American that you don't even want to think of it, but they're actually saying.
Thanks for ignoring my suggestion about statements. Okay, so what is the question?
Why aren't we, and military officers, former military officers, recognizing our duty to defend the Constitution and recognizing that we cannot allow these ideas to be a gangrene in our legal system?
Well, as you know, most military officers, while they're on active duty, pretty much have to keep their mouths shut other than writing scholarly articles and that type of thing. I think the other side's been very effective in convincing the public. They bought into the narrative, the worst of the worst, and they pandered to fear. And people are concerned about their safety, and they're willing, as I guess it was Franklin that said, if you give up your liberty for your safety, you don't deserve either. And we've done that. We've become so afraid of the bomb going off in Times Square on New Year's Eve and killing people that were willing to give up on who we were prior to 9/11. And there have been a lot of military officers, I think, who have stood. I don't know if you saw this week or last week, the first commandant of the detention camp at Guantánamo. It was, I believe, an Army officer. Said Guantánamo needs to be closed. It doesn't serve its purpose. So there are military folks that have stood up. We need more. We need more citizens in general that are willing to pay attention to this issue.